Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Speaking Friendly. I'm Luna, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey everyone, this is Nima. It's great to have you back. We always say that this podcast is like sitting down with two friends and talking about English, life, and how to grow. And today's topic is one that every English learner, actually every person, can use in daily life: how to talk about yourself in English.
Yes, and this one is really special because when you meet new people or start a new job or even just want to build your confidence, being able to talk about yourself naturally and clearly can change everything.
Exactly. You know, Luna, I remember when I first started learning another language. I could say basic words, but the moment someone asked, "So, tell me about yourself," I froze. It felt like a simple question, but I didn't know where to start.
Oh, yes, I think everyone goes through that. The question, "Tell me about yourself," sounds easy, but suddenly your brain forgets all the words you learned. It's like your English just takes a nap.
Exactly. But the good news is it doesn't have to be scary. Once you learn how to structure your thoughts and use some simple but powerful sentences, it becomes something fun, something that actually shows your personality.
That's so true. And that's what we want to do today. Help you sound more confident, natural, and you. Because your story is special, and it deserves to be told beautifully.
Yes, and remember, talking about yourself isn't about saying perfect grammar. It's about connection. People don't remember the exact words. They remember your energy, your honesty, and how they felt when they listened to you.
Exactly. So let's start with the basics. Usually, when you meet someone new, you start by saying your name, where you're from, and what you do. But then you can make it more personal.
Like, instead of saying, "Hi, I'm Nima. I'm from Los Angeles," you can say, "Hi, I'm Nima. I'm from Los Angeles, and I've always been curious about different cultures."
Yes, that one little extra sentence opens the door to conversation. It gives people something to ask about. Maybe they'll say, "Oh, what cultures have you experienced?" Or "What made you interested?" That's how friendships begin.
Exactly. It's like giving someone a little gift, a piece of information they can connect with.
You know, I've noticed that many learners are afraid of saying too much or too little. But here's a trick. Think of your self-introduction as a short story, not a list.
That's beautiful, Luna. A story, because everyone loves stories. For example, you could say, "I grew up in a small neighborhood in California. I loved spending time outdoors, and that's where I first started dreaming about traveling the world." See, it's simple, but now people feel something.
Exactly. They can imagine your world, and it makes them want to talk to you more.
And you know what else helps? Adding emotion. When you talk about something you love, smile a little. The energy changes everything.
Yes, even if your accent isn't perfect or you make small mistakes, your emotion will make people listen. English is not about perfection, it's about communication.
That's so true. I remember one of my students once said, "I'm shy, so I never talk about myself." But actually, when she shared a few sentences about her dream of becoming a doctor, everyone in the class was inspired.
Wow, that's amazing. It's proof that your story can motivate others, even when you think it's not special. Everyone's story has power.
Exactly. So, how about we give a few practical examples that our listeners can use today?
Sure. Let's say you're in an English class and the teacher asks you to introduce yourself. You could say something like, "Hi everyone, I'm Luna. I'm from Canada. I work as a content creator, and I love helping people learn English through creativity. In my free time, I enjoy hiking and watching travel documentaries."
Perfect. It sounds natural, friendly, and full of personality. Now, I'll do one. "Hi, I'm Nima. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm an English coach, and I've been teaching for about 5 years. I'm really interested in psychology and how people learn languages. And when I'm not working, you'll probably find me at a cafe reading a book or just thinking about life."
Haha, that's so Nima. Deep thoughts and coffee.
Guilty as charged, but see, that's what makes introductions fun. You get to show a little of who you really are.
Exactly. And if you're an English learner, one of the best things you can do is practice introducing yourself in front of a mirror or record your voice.
Yes, and listen back. Ask yourself, do I sound friendly? Do I sound confident? If not, no problem. Just practice again. Confidence grows every time you speak.
Right. And don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. English is spoken all over the world. There are so many accents. What matters most is clarity and warmth.
You know, Luna, sometimes people ask me, what if I forget the words? And I always say, pause, smile, and keep going. It's okay. Nobody minds a small pause when you speak with heart.
Yes, yes. The smile is your secret weapon. When you smile, you relax yourself and make the listener comfortable too.
Exactly. And if you want to make your introduction sound even more advanced, try adding your goals. For example, I'm learning English because I want to study abroad. Or I'm learning English to communicate better at work.
That's great advice. It shows purpose. And you can even talk about what inspires you. Like, I started learning English because I wanted to understand my favorite songs. That's something real and relatable.
That's true. And Luna, I think this part is important. When you talk about yourself, be proud of who you are. Some learners feel embarrassed, like their story isn't interesting, but your story is unique.
Exactly. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance. It means being comfortable with your truth.
Beautifully said. And you know, even small details can make your introduction memorable. For example, instead of saying, I like sports, say, I like playing basketball every Sunday morning because it helps me start the week full of energy.
Yes, that one sentence tells so much more. It shows your hobby, your routine, and your personality.
And people love that kind of detail. It makes them want to ask more questions. Now, where do you play? Who do you play with? And boom, the conversation begins.
Exactly. You can also use this in job interviews or networking events. For example, if someone asks, "Tell me about yourself," you can say, "Well, I'm a very curious person. I love learning new things and challenging myself. That's why I started working in this field."
Yes, that sounds confident but still natural. And here's a secret tip. Start with something positive. When you begin with good energy, people respond with the same energy.
So true. It's like a mirror. What you give is what you receive.
You know, I think one of the hardest parts for learners is describing their personality in English.
Yes, I agree. Many people just say, "I'm friendly" or "I'm kind." But you can make it more interesting by giving examples. Like, "I'm the type of person who always listens when my friends need advice."
Exactly. Or, I love meeting new people and learning about their experiences. It makes me feel connected. These sentences are simple but powerful.
And they make your English sound natural. You're not memorizing, you're expressing yourself.
That's right. And remember, the more you practice, the more comfortable it gets.
Yes, it's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Exactly. And you can make a game out of it. Every day, try talking about one part of your life in English. Your morning routine, your job, your dreams.
That's a great idea. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting comfortable with expressing who you are.
And I think the magic happens when you stop worrying about grammar and start focusing on connection.
Yes, when you speak from your heart, people feel it. Even if your sentence isn't perfect, your message will be.
Beautifully said, Luna.
Thank you, Nima. And friends, we hope this episode helps you feel a little more confident to talk about yourself in English.
Yes, because your story matters. Your words can inspire someone else, and your voice deserves to be heard.
So practice, smile, and don't be afraid to shine.
And if you want to grow even faster, try listening to yourself. Record your introduction every week and see your progress.
That's such a good idea. You'll be surprised how much you improve when you actually listen to your voice.
And remember, even native speakers make mistakes sometimes, so don't let that stop you from speaking.
Exactly. We're all learning.
Well, Luna, this has been such a warm and inspiring conversation.
It really has. And to our lovely listeners, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed today's friendly talk and that you're ready to share your story with the world.
This is Luna from Speaking Friendly, sending you all good vibes and confidence.
And I'm Nima, reminding you to keep learning, keep believing, and keep speaking with heart.
Until next time, stay positive, stay curious, and remember, you are your best story.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.